Hello, and thank you for joining us. My name is John Higgins from JH Public Affairs, a company that undertakes training programs for communities throughout Ireland. And today I want to talk to you about social enterprise training. You might ask, well, what is a social enterprise? And why bother to need or to have any kind of training? Well, you have probably been a community activist if you're watching this video. You probably have worked hard in your community. You've probably developed many things in your community. You've probably even been involved in many projects in your community. But now, that particular community group that you're involved in may be moving on to actually become what effectively is a small business. In other words, you are now moving from sheer community activism into developing a business, a small business, that will probably be involved in selling either a small service or a large service maybe, or a small product or a very popular product, whichever and whatever. That's what social enterprise is about. It's about helping out your community, developing a small business that will benefit your community. It's a not-for-profit organization, and everything that's earned is recycled back into that particular business or that particular organization. So what's the need for training? Surely you know how to run a business. Maybe you do. And maybe you have run a business in the past, and that you can apply all the issues and all the problems, you can address them, and anything that you have ever learned about business, you can apply now for your sake of your community. But many people are not as lucky as you are if that's the situation you have been in. Many people have come from straight community activism into now what is effectively a small business. So what we're offering you from this office is we're offering you the opportunity to avail of a number of training workshops in order that your business can thrive, in order that your business can be properly run, in order that your business will become sustainable, in order that your business will fulfill all the regulations that are around running any kind of a business. So what we're proposing today is that you consider contacting this office and finding out what training workshops are on, where they're on, and when they're on. And also to inquire as to what those training workshops involve. So let me explain just briefly a number of things that will be dealt with throughout this series of workshops. One will obviously be, as I've already referred to, the whole aspect of making sure that your business is financially sustainable, that this small business that you have now created in community can survive, that it has the financial wherewithal to survive, that it knows how to access financial possibilities in relation to possibly grant aid, in relation possibly to, having to secure a bank loan or a credit union loan, and how to keep proper books, how to keep proper accounts, and how to account properly. Because the failure of many social enterprises rests on the fact that people do not undertake this type of training and do not undertake the responsibility properly of making sure that the business fulfills all its obligations financially and legally. What else is involved in the training workshops? Well, we're also talking about having to realize that we're now in a management situation. We were possibly in a leadership situation. So what's the difference? Now you have to manage. You have to, as well as lead, you have to actually make sure that this particular business is being managed on a day-to-day basis. Because once you open the door to any business, the clock starts ticking, and it continues to tick, and hopefully will continue to tick, because you're going to do a good job on this, and you're going to make sure that you can fulfill all the obligations around running this small business. What else needs to be brought through to you and through these workshops? Well, we're obviously talking as well about the whole aspect of regulation. Many people hate the word regulations, but unfortunately or fortunately, regulation is here to stay. And there are many aspects of regulation that we need to know that center around running any kind of a business. So we need to actually start to learn about these regulations. We need to learn how to fulfill the regulations, and we need to know what good governance is about. In other words, how to manage the business within regulation, how to make sure that we account for what's happening within the business as regards regulation, and that we know how to make sure that the aspects of possibly having a workforce now, having somebody working full-time or part-time for us, what are our obligations around having that particular responsibility? Because there are human resource issues. There are issues around safety, health and safety. There are issues around risk. There are issues around having various types of register to make sure that you fulfill the obligations if you have decided that somebody is going to be employed within that business. That person may be yourself, but you are entitled to the same aspects of health and safety and within the same regulations as any other employee. So what we want to do is take you through a series of workshops as regards the risks involved, as regards the responsibilities involved, and as regards particularly making sure that you know how to manage this business, how to lead this business, and how to make this business particularly sustainable and a very successful enterprise. So I wish you well. I do hope that you consider getting involved in these training workshops. And if you contact this office, you will find how you can enroll for one of the very limited places that are available right now. Thank you.